Sir, with your permission, may I start, sir?
Okay, we can start. No, 2 minutes. More is there for 11?
Yeah.
Wait for 2 more minutes, Nizam.
Yeah.
By sharp
Okay.
11 you start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, Nizam, shall we?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Most respected and beloved chief guest of the day, Professor Dr. Vakula Rani, ma'am. Uh, Most respected and beloved principal who is presiding over this webinar, Dr. K. Aziz, sir. Coordinator of Institution Innovation Cell, Dr. Kareem, sir. Coordinators of various branches of Institution Innovational Cell, Dr. Shafiq, Dr. Shisha, Dr. Rashid, and other friends, faculty members, PhD scholars, research scholars, PG students of our institution and the nearby institutions. Of course, I'm glad this fine morning because of two reasons. First of all, we are able to conduct a webinar in this field of intellectual property right, of course. And the second reason that make my pleasure to have no limits that we have got a true resource person, a vital resource person, a brilliant resource person to interact with us regarding our queries, concerns, and interest on the intellectual property. I am telling you this in this manner because of the fact that Dr. Vagularani ma'am, who is presently working as the head of the Department of MCA of CMR Institute of Technology, Bangalore, is a true veteran in this field of intellectual property. He is holding 2 international patents and 5 national patents. We people are now organizing various workshops, seminars, webinars, etc. to motivate, to inculcate the idea of registering our findings, to inculcate the idea or to educate our faculty members the requirement and the importance of registering their findings in an international outlook or at least in a national outlook. In the last year, we have obtained a patent that is being filed by Dr. Kareem, the coordinator of Institutional Innovation Cell, and to the best of my knowledge, there are so many findings being conducted by our faculty members that are to be registered for patents, that are to be protected by the patent laws. The prime aim of this webinar is to educate our faculty members and the people concerned about the requirement of protecting their findings in terms of the international laws as well as the national laws related to intellectual property. And I'm extremely glad that the IIC is capable of organizing this function with the aid of a true resource person. Earlier, we were planning to organize a workshop on IPR under the aegis of the IQAC. By that time, IIC has jumped one step ahead, have made a leap ahead in organizing this program. I congratulate and I extend my heartfelt fund of gratitude to Institutional Innovation Cell, particularly the coordinator of Institutional Innovation Cell, Dr. Abdul Karim sir, for taking this pain of organizing this kind of a program. I'm sure that you all are eagerly waiting for the presentation and talk by Vagula ma'am, and I have no plan of wasting our time by a talk. With these few words in a single sentence, I would like to welcome resource person of the day, Dr. Vagula ma'am, to the community of PSMO that include the faculty members, research scholars, and PG students. Ma'am, you are absolutely welcome with a open heart to the community of PSMO.
Yeah.
Of course, for the purpose of formality, I would like to welcome the president of this function, our respected and beloved principal, Dr. Aziz sir, who on behalf of his own overwork is busy with some other engagement, was kind to tell us that he will be able to attend the meeting though he is in an inevitable journey. On behalf of the participants on the other end of my microphone, I would like to welcome Aziz sir to this function. Nor the last, of course, I would like to welcome all my colleagues, friends, students, research scholars of PSMO College and the nearby institutions to this program. With these few words, I would like to welcome Dr. Aziz sir to deliver his president's address. Sir, please.
Okay. Audible, Nizam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay.
Everything fine, sir. Please, sir.
Good morning, all. Most respected resource person for the day, Dr. Vagula Rani, Head, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell, Department of MCA, CMR Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Dear Dr. Nisamuddin, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Abdul Karim, Coordinator of Institutions Innovation Council, all faculty members, IIC members, warm good morning to one and all. First of all, hearty welcome to Dr. Vagula ma'am to PSMO College from the principal side.
Thank you, sir.
We all know the importance of today's topic, intellectual property right. By this function, we are meeting two requirements. Already Nisamuddin mentioned that why PSMO College is organizing a webinar on this topic, IPR. And for that purpose, we got an eminent personality, a person who is always working on this field to interact with us. PSMO College, ma'am, PSMO College is a college affiliated to University of Calicut. For the last 53 years, we have completed 53 years and we are stepping to our 54th anniversary.
That's
Affiliated
great.
University of Calicut, we are offering 10 undergraduate programs, 8 PG programs and 5 research departments.
That's great.
Already produced 17 PhDs, 15 from commerce and 2 from history. Our science departments, chemistry and zoology are yet to produce their first PhD program. They are moving to that side. For getting a brief idea about, I mentioned about this one, and also for the participants. This is a joint program organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell of PSMO College, and also PRICE. PRICE is PSMO College Research, Innovation, and Incubation Cell for Entrepreneurship. That is effectively going on with the effort of Dr. Abdul Karim and his faculty team. A few faculty members are also are joining with the success of our PRICE activities. And also presently, IIC is a requirement from Higher Education Department of Government of India, Institutions Innovation Cell. Our IIC is working under PRICE. That is why I mentioned a joint program for faculty members and also for IIC students. A talk on IPR. IPR, we all know the importance of intellectual property right, the real property we all have. That is intellectual property. It is our right to protect its protect that our it is I'm not going to details of this. We all know the details of patent and related activities and also earlier issues happen in India with regard to the patent right and other things. Okay, I expect a detailed class on this end from our resource person. Then I request all participants, faculty members, and also students to make this program a grand success. I will be with this program till the end, though I am in a journey. Okay, presently I am at waiting near Calicut Airport. Okay, no problem at all. That is an unexpected journey happened. Anyway, I wish all the best to our resource person and also to all participants. I invite Dr. Bagula Rani ma'am for presenting her topic on intellectual property right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for a great introduction. And really, I'm very honored and happy to be here. And thank you, Dr. Abdul Karim, for inviting me as a resource person here. I'm actually, sir, I'm Dr. Vakula Rani, a professor and IND head, Department of MCA, CMR Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. And even I'm an innovation ambassador and IIC member of CMR IT. Okay, and it's first of all, I just wanted to say that I just approached, Dr. Abdul Karim approached and I asked who are my audience. Okay, and he said it's a BCS students. So what, and I was not knowing that it was actually even many of the faculty members are present here. But even then, I'm just going to share a basic insights of intellectual property rights. And sir is Dr. Azim. I'm sorry, I forgot it. Yeah, sir was telling he wanted to know like what kind of, we have so many ideas and we want to make a patent, but even if it is ideas, and we should know like which category of the IP it is coming to, what are the different types of IPs we have and how we can go about it. This is what I'm just going to take you through, and it's my privilege to share some of the basic insights about the intellectual property rights. Okay, so because of my bandwidth issues, I am just switching off my video. Okay, and I will start sharing my presentation. Are you able to see my screen? So, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Give me 2 minutes and just starting. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk about basics of the intellectual property rights and what are the different types of intellectual property rights and how we can think about it, and we can just a little insights about it. Okay. So over the past decades, intellectual property rights over the past decades, the importance of intellectual property rights has grown and plays a major role in the development of global economy. Intellectual property right refers to the creation of human mind, like inventions, literary, artistic works, symbols, names, images, and designs used in the business. So now let us see what is the difference between the intellectual property and our real property. Physical property is a tangible, means it is very expensive to create and to reproduce. For example, houses, cars, furniture, ornaments, clothes, etc. These are the instances of the property and that can exist in the real world. That is, we can have a touch and feel of the things, means we have a defined boundaries and outlines for these property. Okay, and for the intellectual property is intangible. Okay, what do you mean by it? We cannot define or identify it by its own physical parameters. Okay, and we may take a lot of effort to create, but it is easy to reproduce with a minimal cost. The examples of the IP are shares, bonds, debentures, copyrights, patents, trademarks, design, industrial designs, trade secrets, etc. So now let us see what is how we'll be classifying this property, right? So property, basically it can be classified into tangible and intangible. What do you mean by tangible? It is measurable. Okay, even tangible can be classified into mobile and immobile property. Mobile property, all of us know, cars and any other materialistic things, right? Ornaments, etc. But immobile property is nothing but buildings, lands, etc. Right? Now, let us come to the intangible property, which is nothing but which cannot be very precisely measurable, right? Which intellectual property comes under intangible. And again, intellectual property can be classified into industrial property and the copyrights. Okay, industrial designs or industrial property is nothing but the rights given, okay, outward appearance of the product embedded in a 3D space. Okay, so what is it? We have the industrial property. What are the industrial property comes is patents, okay, industrial designs, trademarks, GI, all these comes under industrial property. Copyrights is nothing but it is a right given to the artistic works. Now, let us move on to the IPR. Okay, what is the IP and IPR? Usually, in the recent trends, IP and IPR, they are interchangeably they are using, but there is a small line of difference between IP and IPR, right? And intellectual property is nothing but it is a creative idea or expression of the human brain that have a commercial value. That is very, very important. Okay, it is nothing but the IP can be an idea, not only an idea, a design or invention or a manuscript, okay, which can be ultimately give rise to a useful product and application. Okay, it is not just an idea, but the idea should be converted into a product and application. Then we can make it as an IP. Then what is IPR? IPR is nothing but it is an exclusive right of an inventor to derive an economic benefits from the intellectual property. Okay, it is nothing but a legal or a monopoly right given to the inventor, which prevents the other to use for a definite time, or others it will prevent, you cannot. Okay, it is exclusive right for you only to use, not for others. So hence it is an IPR. But nowadays they are using IPR and IP interchangeably. Okay, so finally, IP is nothing but it is a invention. Okay, it is an idea or an expression. IPR is nothing but a right on an idea, okay, or an expression which you are making it as a product and application, right? So, what are the main objectives of granting the IPR? Right, so first of all we should have certain goals, right, or motives and objectives. What are the objectives? Okay, to enhance the performance of the institutions. Okay, IPR is most encouraged. Okay, the IPR is encouraged because of this. And to create a competition among the researchers and institutions for a quality research. Okay, to give a recognition and financial benefits to the efforts for the creativity, and to have a return on investment on research. See, so far we are doing a lot of research, okay, and where it is there only in the books, right? We are writing thesis, but the research is not converted into a product and application. Hence, this is an opportunity, or this is a way how you can convert into a product and the application, and thereby you can produce a quality of research, and you can get a return on investment. Suppose if it is any product, even you can have a technology transfer through the licensing and other means, thereby you can earn money. Okay, and finally it should okay, the society should get a benefit in the long term. Okay, so that's why we are all, these are the main objectives or goals of our IPR. Okay, so now let us see. I think all of us know, okay, this particular product. I think all of us know this is a Coca-Cola. So what kind of an IP are associated with this particular product? Is it, okay, what kind of, any guesses? Okay, so now just let us see. Here you can see, you can have a multiple IP are associated with this. Okay, for example, if you see the logo of the Coca-Cola is an example of trademark. Okay, and the drink, whatever you have, it is having a special or a specific formulation. Okay, so that is covered under the trade secret. Okay, and the shape of the bottle, okay, it is covered under the industrial design. And even it is also got a patent, okay, with respect to the bottling and the equipment of the product. Okay, and also it is having another IP which is called copyright. That is nothing but the text, fonts, colors, okay, faces, artistic work, how they have done that, designed that logo, right? Even that is having a copyright. Even a single product can be protected more than one IPR. Okay, so some more examples are, we have patent, okay, industrial design, geographical indications. Okay, I think you can see a Tirupati Laddu. Okay, so this is having this is a geographical indication. Kolhapuri chappal, basmati rice, Kanjivaram saris. Okay, all these are examples of geographical indication, industrial design, right? Patents, trade secrets, etc. So we can say that we have a different types of IPR. What are they? We have patents, industrial designs, trademarks, okay, geographical indicators, of course, even copyrights. Okay, so now let us see what is a history of the intellectual property rights. Before that, the first law of patent was passed in Venice in 1474, and it was a monopoly right given to artisans for their inventions, artistic works they have patented in 1474 in Venice. Okay, but let us see what are the legislations covering an IPR in India. Right, so the trademark, the Merchandise Trademark Act came into existence first proposed in 1958 and was amended the new trademark in 1999. Okay, and the act came into the force from September 15, 2003. Industrial Design Act first proposed in 1911, but it was amended. The new amended act has came into existence from 2000. Okay, the Patent Act was first proposed in 1970 and it was amended in 1999 and 2002, and it came into force from 2003 May 20. Okay, Copyright Act came into 1957, but it was amended several times. Okay, 83, 84, 92, 94, 99, and the final version came into 1999. Geographical indication, okay, the protection law came into existence from 1999. Apart from that, we have several laws, but like layout design of integrated circuits, the Semiconductors Integrated Circuit Layout Design Act came into 2000. Okay, so these laws cover a particular IP, right? So now let us see what are the different IPs and how we can, okay, we will just differentiate between the IPs, right? So, and what is the coverage of this? Okay, trademark, right? The trademark, all of us know that it is a brand or a logo. It is nothing but a visual symbol which may be a sign or a word mark or a logo, label, or a combination of colors used to distinguish one person, goods and services from others. Okay, it can be applied to the article manufacturers or services, means it can be applied to the product or services, right? For example, if you take Amazon, right, it is a trademark, Amazon.com. I think all of you know that this arrow, right? Arrow. The arrow in the logo represents Amazon.com offers anything from A to Z that the consumers may be looking to buy online. Okay, so there is some interpretation for the trademark which is okay, produced. Okay, here McDonald's. Here, if you see, this is a symbol, right? It is a logo and it is having a slogan or a word mark. What is it? I am loving it. Okay, colors, orange, etc. Nike is a logo, right? So these are this is nothing but it is basically you are taking a brand or a logo, right? So these are some of the trademarks, right? We have different trademarks for Google, IBM, okay, BBC, Nike, etc. But here, even in the trademark, we have a different symbols. Okay, so which are registered symbols and unregistered. Trademarks can be registered or unregistered. So for example, if you take TM, okay, BMW, it is a product, okay, and Urban Clap, it is a service. These two. So now TM stands for unregistered trademark. SM stands for, okay, service mark, unregistered service mark. Suppose if it is a registered, you'll be seeing a symbol called R. Okay, R is a symbol for the registered trademark or service mark. Okay, now what do you mean by trade secret? Just now we just discussed about the Coca-Cola, right? The trade secret relate to a formula or processes or materials for unlimited duration. Okay, it is nothing but it is a secret of recipes, okay, formulation of Coca-Cola and biotechnology materials kept as a trade secret usually, which include cell lines, okay, microorganism strains, production processes, etc. All these are the biotechnology materials which are kept very, very secret. Okay, these are all called trade secret, but they are covered under the trade secret. Okay, the protection of this trade secret is very confidential information and which is under the contract. Okay, and this will be disclosed only between the employer and the employee or wife and husband, etc. Okay, so now the why we should go for a trade secret? What are the advantages and disadvantages? Why can't we go for a patent? Okay, why we have to keep it as a trade secret? Okay, so here if you're keeping as a trade secret, the cost of filing and contesting and enforcing the patent is saved. Suppose if I want to file a patent, I have to shell out around okay 25 to 10 to 15,000 for a single person, or if it is an organization, I have to shell out almost about 40 to 50,000, okay, to protect it. But that money can be saved. Okay, the cost of filing can be saved, okay, as a patent if you are covering under the trade secret. And the another advantage of trade secret is risk. You see, we are all afraid that, you see, I have patented, but somebody may take it and improve it and come up with another product, right? So the risk of someone is improving upon the product can be avoided or minimized. That is the main advantage of the trade secret. But it is very difficult to maintain the trade secret, okay, because it is very costly affair and no protection from the independent invention. Okay, and it cannot be applied, but the trade secret cannot be applied for all the products. So which are the products you cannot do the trade secret is, okay, the equipment designs, the inventions related to equipment designs, plant varieties, books, etc. These cannot be made it as a trade secret. It should be made it public. It cannot be kept it as secret. Hence, these cannot be covered under trade secret. Okay, the trade secret will be given for the lifelong, right? Okay, now let us move on to the industrial design. So what do you mean by designs offer to the features of shape, pattern, configuration, ornamental, and composition of lines and colors? Okay, so the designs basically which comes for a specific, okay, aesthetic aspect which gives a special appearance. Basically the industrial designs, right, which it makes the product more attractive and appealing to the customers and adds to its commercial value. Okay, and you see, for example, if you take a water bottles, right, the bottles, or if you say the Coca-Cola bottle and Pepsi, Thumbs Up, etc., each is having a different designs. Okay, basically the product is very attractive and appealing, so that you are adding a commercial value to the product. So basically the industrial designs deal with how the product looks. Okay, the looks only, that outer appearance only. But the patents deals with how the product and process works. This is the main difference between the industrial design and the patents. The patents deals with the product and processes and how it works. It should be covered under the patent. But only the outer look will be covered by the industrial design. But all comes under IPR. Okay, so here these are some of the examples of the industrial design. So industrial design is nothing but it is an exclusive right against the unauthorized copying. See, I like the design, shall I copy it? No, because you have protected under the industrial design, hence you cannot copy. All right, and protection, this is given protection for 10 years, later you can renew up to 15 years. So this is a coverage of the industrial design. Now, these are some of the examples. I was just talking about the bottle. It is a bottle, but it is, okay, you will be having a different shape and feel and look, right? These are the examples of industrial design. All right. Now, let us move on to the patents. Patent is an exclusive monopoly right granted by the government to an inventor for a commercial use. Patents are granted for an invention, that is including a product, innovation or improvement in an invention. Somebody has invented, but even you can improve on it. Even that also will be covered under patent. And a process or a product of an invention also will be granted, okay, as a patent. So now, what are the main requirements? You see, I have an idea, right? And I want to make it as a patent. But what are the main requirements to be considered as a patent? Okay, first, the novelty. The invention must be new and should not be known to the public. Okay, see, novelty means you are the first one creating in the world, not in the country. Okay, in the world. Right, the novelty means the invention must be new and should not be known to the public, means to the world. And second step is, it is inventiveness. Inventiveness is nothing but the invention should not be obvious. It should be non-obvious and should be represent the invention, new invention. Okay, you see, I am coming up with the product. See, for example, I have a fan, right, or a pen. Pen is, you see, there are several pens are there, but if you're coming with a new, what is new or something uniqueness which is not which is not there in the others, so that you should be very clear with. That is called the inventiveness. What is a new feature or you are going to add it to the product. Next one is industrial application and usefulness. You see, I have an idea, but suppose if it doesn't have any application and usefulness, why I should patent it? You cannot patent such things, right? So the patent must be having an industrial application and useful to the society and nation. And patentability. Now, whatever the idea you have, it cannot be just granted a patent. Okay, so under the existing laws, under the legislation, law, or according to that, okay, you if it comes under that particular laws, it will be granted a patent. For example, the certain inventions will fall under Section 3 and Section 4 of the Patent Act 1970, okay, which are not patentable. Okay, the last step is disclosure. Suppose if the inventor is required to describe and his invention in a sufficient details so that a normal person can understand and reproduce it. These are the main requirements to go for a patent. Now, we will see what are the things which are patentable and which are not patentable. What are the things which are covering under Section 3 and Section 4. Now let Section 3, Section 4, things which are not patentable, right? So for example, contrary to well-established natural laws cannot be patented. Any idea, okay, which is injurious to the public health cannot be patented. Okay, the mere arrangements of and rearrangements of the product or a process. See, this is nothing but the permutations and combinations if you're taking and doing it and making as a product, it cannot be patented because it is missing a novelty and inventive step, right? And the discovery of the scientific principles cannot be patented. Discovery of living things and non-living substances in the nature cannot be patented. See, substances cannot be patented. The method for agriculture and horticulture cannot be patented. Okay, and a mathematical or business method or a computer program cannot be patented. Now, Section 4 is covering atomic energy. Atomic energy related products cannot be patentable. Okay, these are the things which are not patentable. Now, let us see what are the things which can be patentable. Okay, so now any article or apparatus or machinery or its components can be patented. Any substance, whether a living or non-living product or a pharmaceutical product, okay, which can be patented. And any composition of matter or pharmaceutical products can be patented. Any process, manner or art of manufacturing other than essential biological process can be patented. So these are the things which you can go for a patent. So now let us move on to a copyright. Okay, so what do you mean by a copyright? It is a right given to the creator for the literary or artistic works, and it provides the protection for a specified period and only from the reproduction and the copyright material, and it does not prevent another person from using either the idea or the information contained in a copywriting material. Okay, so now what can be protected under the copyright? Okay, so literary or dramatic works such as novels, poems, plays, reference works, newspapers, articles, computer programs, databases, etc. All these can be protected under the copyright. And films, musical compositions, dance, theoretical productions, etc. All these are covered under copyright. And artistic works such as paintings, drawings, photographs, and sculptures, etc. All these are protected under copyright. And architectures, advertisements, maps, technical drawings, and manuals, etc. All these are protected under the copyright. Okay, so now how long this copyright was given? Okay, and it will be given in India, it will be given for 60 years. In United States and Europe, it is given for 70 years. In other countries, it was given for 50 years. This is a term given to the copyright. Okay, now let us move on to the geographical indications. So geographical indications consist of the name of the place of the origin or originates from the definite geographical territory. Okay, which possesses a special quality or reputation based on the unique characteristics of the product. The product must come from a particular geographic territory. And basically, whenever you are referring geographical indications, you will be linking with the geographical nature of the territory. See, for a geographical, GI covers agricultural goods, natural products, okay, manufactured products, goods of handicrafts, and even food products, etc. So now let us see what are the different examples. Okay, so these are the different examples for the GI in India, right? Basmati rice, Darjeeling tea, okay, Kanjipuram saris, Alfun mango, Nagpur orange, Kolhapuri chapel, Tirupati laddu, etc. All these are the some of the GI which is covered. Okay, it is which is indication GI indications, right? So that Darjeeling tea was the first product to be tagged with the GI in 2004. Okay, so these are all the different types of GI we have, right? Okay, these are the certain insights. So now just let us see what is the validity of the IPR. Okay, so this IPR, the patent, it covers if you take a patent, right? Patent will be granted for 20 years. Okay, and trademark will be given for a lifelong, right? And every 10 years you have to renewal it. And if you take industrial design, it will be granted for 15 years, but after 10 years you have to renewal it. And copyright, it will be granted for 60 years and it is not required any renewal, right? Geographical indication, it is for the lifelong, but you have to renewal after 10 years. So this is all the validity of the IPR, right? So now let us see where and all you have the, suppose if I have a patent, okay, or a trademark, where and all I can go for, all right? So for example, if I have a patent or a industrial design, where and all I can register, okay, you can register it either with the Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai or Chennai office. Okay, and trademarks registry, you can go for Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai and Ahmedabad. And geographical indications registry, it will be done only at the Chennai office. And the two more new offices have established Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management, right? And Nagpur. Okay, these are the RGNIIPM, and these are the two new offices which are established for the patent information system. Okay, this patent information system caters to the user needs of the patent documentation, computerization systems for retrieval and the dissemination of patent information. For all these inquiries, you can go for patent information system. Okay, PIS office, which is there in, okay, Nagpur and RGNIIPM. So these are the different offices where you can approach for your IP. Okay, IP related any issues, you can go for PIS. So these are all about okay, so yeah, thank you.
Nizam sir, are you online?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your nice presentation. Okay, it's a very nice. Okay, I hope all participants got somewhat good idea about all the areas referred by our resource person. And it is better to have a few queries, if any queries. Ma'am, it is better to clarify queries.
Yes.
Okay, that is better, will be more helpful. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
I request participants to ask queries. Ma'am will clarify.
Good morning, madam.
Unmute your mic and ask. For those who are having doubts, unmute your mic and ask.
Good morning, madam.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Madam, I am Dr. Karthikeyan from Government Arts College, Udumalpet, madam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have a small doubt, madam. What is the price for IPR, madam? Okay, what is the charge there?
Sir, it is for an individual, you will be charging 8,000 rupees.
Okay, okay.
Okay. For the organization, it is 20 to 25,000. And later, even you have to pay an extra price for the examination, patent examination. So all will come approximately to 40,000 if you are going with your institution, okay, as a one of the member for the IP. Suppose if you are going as an individual, it may come around 10,000 rupees altogether, including examination and other things.
Okay, madam. It depends on the project or
No, sir, it is a fixed price. It is a fixed price, whatever, maybe it can be a product or a process, but this is a patent price, patent. Yeah.
which office is better contact, madam?
Sir, that depends upon which you are closer to. See, for example, Bangalore, right? I am in Bangalore. We are very closer to the Chennai office, okay? So usually the patents will be filing into the Chennai. And suppose if you are going for an industrial design, the main office is Kolkata. The Kolkata office is granting the rights for the industrial design. And patent office is going to, patents, for example, if you take any patent, that Chennai, okay, Delhi, Bombay, all these offices are granting the patent. But you can check that which area it is very closer to. So you are closer to Chennai, you are Kerala. Kerala is closer to Chennai. So you can go to the Chennai office. That is preferable.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yes.
for your presentation, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, any other participants? Any doubt?
Hello, madam. Yes. I have a question, madam.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Dr. Abdul Karim from PSMO College. But you have told that we can copyright the dance. How do we copyright a dance?
Sir, it is an artistic work. You see, how you are copywriting a music.
Yeah.
Yeah, same way. Even films also we can make it. But you know, you are protecting the right, but the people can use it. You see, copyright basically you are using, okay, but you cannot stop the others use and use your material. And see, for if you want, that's what we are saying, that it is classified into two: industrial applications, industrial designs and the copyright. Copyright cannot be fully protected. Okay, but if any kind of infringement, you can file a case about it, and you can fight for it. But that is exactly, they cannot copy. That's what we are seeing. You know, even if you take a film, right, the main theme will be taken, and the picturization will be different, right? So what we are doing is, that's what I have given in my slide, saying that, okay, you cannot prevent other person using either the idea or the information containing in the copyright. But the people, they can use it, but they cannot exactly, okay, reproduce the same. But what they can do is, they can modify it, they can change it, and they can take the theme, but they can change it. They cannot use as it is. That is the idea of the copyright. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ask.
I'm Nabina from PSMO College. Ma'am, you mentioned about registered trademarks and unregistered trademarks.
Yes.
What is the difference between them? Registered and unregistered.
See, these are the trademarks which you are using. See, the registered trademark and the unregistered trademark. You see, for example, if you see that, immediately you will be getting with a brand, for example, BBC. Okay, it is from the long 200 years. Okay, or else it may be from 100 years. They are using the same trademark. Okay, it is in the use. It is in the use, even it is registered or not. You see, for example, Tirunelveli halwa or something, they will say, you know. Okay, see, that is a product which, you see, it is not that something they have created and they have patented. Of course, they have patented now, but you know, this comes with a use. For example, if you take a Nike, Okay, these are the for certain trademarks which are registered, and even certain trademarks which are not registered but they are in use, which represents their brand. Okay, and if you see, for example, if you are creating a particular logo, and if you are not registered, anybody can use it, right? So hence you are all we are all preferred to register your trademark. But certain trademarks which are not registered, but they are there, they are existing. See, for example, if you take for example, Coca-Cola, I have given certain examples, right? I have given an example. I will take one example. Okay, so yeah, for example, I said that you have the Adidas or a BBC, right? So I said that, or else you can say, okay, this is an unregistered trademark, right? Suppose somebody comes with a BBC and they want to make it as a registered, okay, it cannot be granted. Why? Because this BBC is already existing in the public domain. That's what I said. Whenever you want to get an IP, it should not be existing. It should be newly created by you. Okay. For example, Nike symbol, this is a trademark. And I want to go exactly with this as because it is already existing in the public domain. Either it is a registered or unregistered. Okay. You cannot go for it. Suppose if you are registered, it is registered only for you for a lifelong. That is the idea of it. Got it? Yeah. Thank you.
Ma'am, I am Arshad from Department of Zoology, PSMO College.
Yes, sir.
So I have one technology which should be patented, but it's being published in research as research article in journal.
Okay.
Can I go for patent?
Sir, actually, that's what I have mentioned. Once if you are make it into a public domain, it cannot be patented as per the law. But there is a small revision has happened. It should be patented. Okay, it should be patented before 1 year, before 12 months. If you could able to do it, okay, it is good. But even then, it is very difficult. Why? Because when you go for a patent office, first they will check that is it available in the public domain or not. Suppose if it is available in the public domain, okay, so that is the chance of granting a patent will be very less. But even that it is amended and still you can go for a patent within a year. Within 1 year, you can file a patent.
That means if it is a patentable one, we have to go for patent first and then
Yes,
for publication.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. First, you have to go for a patent. You should not disclose your idea. Okay. Once if you're patent, then you can go for a publication. That is the right process of going.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other queries? If no queries, we can conclude, Dr. Karim.
Madam, we can conclude.
Yeah.
We can conclude. I invite Dr. Abdul Karim, the prize coordinator for delivering vote of thanks.
Oh, thank you, sir. Hi, hello, namaskar, assalamu alaikum. Respected Principal Dr. K. Aziz, sir. Today's invited speaker, Dr. Bakula Rani, J. Head, IESL and Professor, CMR Institute, Bangalore, other dignitaries, Lieutenant Nisamuddin, IQSC Coordinator, the convener of PSMO IIC, Dr. Srisha CH, other committee members, HODs, faculties, and my dear students. It's given me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all dignitaries present online. This session is organized by IQSC PSMO College in association with PRICE and IIC. On behalf of PRICE and IIC, I'm very happy to associate with IQSC PSMO. Thank you, IQSC Coordinator, for considering us for an event like this. PRICE and IIC are formed in our college to motivate our faculties and students to come up with new ideas and to become entrepreneurs. Our principal is the constant motivator and backbone of the PRICE and IIC. These are our crucial organizations when our institute go for area, NIRF, NAC, IIC rankings, and PRICE has a very important role when our institute implement National Education Policy 2020. Today's resource person, Dr. Bakula Rani, Jay, head of the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell and Professor CMR Institute, shared the importance of the intellectual property rights, understanding IPR and its role in our academic life and entrepreneurship life is indispensable. Dr. Vagula Rani enlightened us on the history of intellectual property rights, IPR legislations, designs, patent acts, copyrights, geographical indications, and said that protection of IPR has definite benefits such as to propagate innovative culture, profitability, market leadership, and helps creation of wealth for the individual and nation. Vagula ma'am stressed on the importance of IPR and need for its protection. Vagula ma'am also described about whom and how to apply for copyright and online copyright registration process. On behalf of IQAC, Prize, IIC, I thank our guest, Dr. Vagula Rani, for accepting our invitation and for sharing her knowledge and time and for opening our minds by showing light into the importance of IPR protection when we create knowledge in academic life. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Success behind all the programs of Price and IIC of PSMO mainly because of the constant and invaluable support of the principal, Dr. Kazi, sir. I thank our beloved principal for his motivations. Thank you, sir. I thank all the HODs and faculties, IQAC coordinator, Lieutenant Nisamuddin Kunnat, IIC convener, Dr. Srisha CH, and the other committee members of IIC, Dr. Shafiq, Dr. Samira, Muhammad Shafi Olakan, Samir Pungadan, Dr. Abdul Rashid. Without the audience, this program is nothing. So I thank all the participants who listened the enlightening words patiently and for making this webinar as a grand success. I also thank Dr. Karthikeyan from the Udumalpet for attending this webinar. And once again, I thank you all. Thank you, madam. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, Karim. Ma'am, thank you very much from principal side.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity,
Yeah,
sir.
your
We look
session-
forward.
your
Yes,
session is
sir.
Excellent. Very nice. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
And if possible, we will conduct one more workshop because this duration is very short, and even we can take you through how to draft the patent, how to do the patent. Okay, so that is a detailed session, but it cannot be covered in 1 hour. It requires a couple of hours. Okay, if you can plan for 2 days, 2 half days or something like that, we can take it in depth of the things, patents, how to file a patent and how to draft a patent, etc. All these details can be taken. Okay, we can cover it in the next, if it is possible. Okay, and if it is possible, we can take it in the next session. Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity, sir. Right, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
We will plan. We will plan. Okay.
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Abul Karim. Yes, sir.